Hello, welcome. It's Neil Dugan here, and this is the 30-Day Depression Challenge. And today we're going to have a look at some practical things that you can do if you find yourself in slow or some sort of depressed state. So that could be just a business of being a bit flat or a bit low, or it could be very sad, or indeed it could be very depressed. So obviously, as I've said before with the some of the other modules, if you are in a state of deep clinical depression, then you need to seek medical advice as well as listening to this kind of information. So the first piece of practical advice that I can offer to you is that if you are going into this place of being very slow and you're beginning to feel flat or sad or that type of thing, and as early as possible into the entry point into this, then what you want to do is actually separate. So actually create some separation in yourself so that you can observe the part of yourself that's actually wanting to become depressed or become sad or blue, or however you want to describe that. And the easiest way to do that is that obviously is to be sufficiently awake, and so that you can actually feel this coming on, so you can actually feel the state of depression coming on, and then you begin to make some conscious choices. Now, the easiest thing to do is to do some visualization and feel yourself perhaps flying like a soaring bird, an eagle or something along those lines, and get a helicopter view. So actually allow yourself to get a helicopter view, looking down on the situation. Have a look at the triggers, have a look at the the pain that's being fed, so how the pain body is actually being fed, and just start making some decisions around, do I really want to drift down into this? So the helicopter view will make a tremendous difference. The other part of it is that you're not nearly so self-absorbed if you're allowing that kind of helicopter view. So diminishing this sort of negative introspection is a very, very good idea at this stage. As we said earlier, we're going to run webinars on these topics and actually drill down into how you might use these things more effectively later. But for the moment, it's useful for you just to understand that this helicopter view is very, very helpful if you're feeling yourself going, drifting in towards some sort of depressed state. The next thing you can do is actually take yourself away from this introspection by involving yourself in something more creative. So that might be something to do with music, or it might be to do with art, or but something creative. So get yourself involved in some sort of activities which are inward looking, but without being inward looking around the suffering. So in other words, it's an introspective process, but without the focus on the actual suffering process, because what you're trying to avoid through all of this is drifting down into the suffering, obviously. Third thing that you can do is you can take some exercise. So go out for a walk, and particularly if you go out and take a walk amongst nature, that type of thing, then that will have a tremendous positive impact as well. It's a very practical, easy step to take, particularly at the entry point. Once you're very, very deep into a state of slow, and particularly if it has become depression, then it's possible that this will be even difficult to motivate yourself to do. So finding the motivation once you're deep into it becomes a real trick. And so that's why actually intercepting the process earlier on makes a big, big difference. So get out amongst nature, and particularly start looking looking at the connection that you might have with nature, not unlike what we were doing there with the issues around fast, but this is for the other reason, is that it gives you an opportunity of connecting to the pace of nature in that way. So on that topic of working with nature, what you can do is you can actually really focus on say, the beauty of a flower or the beauty of a tree or something of this nature. And in so doing, you can actually begin to get some kind of divine connection going on, so that you can lift yourself out of yourself and see your place within the context of the divine. This will be very, very useful for you, because what it will do is it will not only remove you from the sort of negative introspection, which is so common with the slow period, but also what it will do is it will actually bring in this injection of divine energy, and coming with that divine energy will be attitudes like grace and that sense of gratitude, and the empathy for living things, and so on and so forth, which will make a big, big difference to how you're feeling. So that's a few practical tips, if you like, on what to do, particularly if you are entering into a slow phase. So this is coming out of a fast phase and you're dropping into slow. You've given up a bit of control and you've decided that you're just sort of letting go. Well, these are ways where you can actually just hold back onto the connection to the environment in such a way that there's a potential and an opportunity. And certainly with the type of coaching work we do, we actually show you how you can lift yourself from this entry point and bring yourself all the way back to an awake state of happiness. So I hope that's been helpful, and I look forward to catching up with you tomorrow, where we're going to talk about the issues around control or anxiety, and the practical things that you can do if you find yourself in a very anxious state. And don't forget to like and share these videos, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So thanks very much for watching. Bye.